Cortney and Colt in this last episode of 90 Day the Single Life, man, I feel for Cortney's parents because they have to deal with Cortney, who I think is like in her mid-30s, living with them. But not only that, she's moved in her unemployed boyfriend, and she's pretty much working as like his full-time caretaker. Well, I can't even say working because she's not getting paid for it. But she is literally, it just seems like they're both unemployed, just living with her parents. And her parents are getting frustrated because you can tell that her parents aren't really down for allowing Cortney to live here long term. Like, they keep telling her, like, when are you gonna move? Like, most people move out and are married and have kids by now, but here you are, more comfortable than ever. And Cortney just said, like, she feels like any other roommate that she's ever had doesn't compare to her parents, which I understand because, you know, like, getting roommates, they can be hard. Like, you never know if they're gonna be reliable. But at the same time, Cortney, it's time to grow the hell up. Like, I can see maybe one thing you staying there, but moving in your grown-ass boyfriend too. Like, okay, yeah, I get Colt's in a rough situation right now and he needs someone to help take care of him. But if you want to do that, then go get your own place. But it seems like the parents really aren't pressing the issue as much as they should, as much as they complain about it. And they kind of feel bad for Colt's situation. So I get it. They want to give him like a month or so to live there. But I think Cortney and Colt are both getting too comfortable because Colt, he can get around on crutches, and I guess she's pushing him around on a wheelchair, and I guess his mobility is kind of limited ever since he hurt his leg again, and he's unable to work, and he's unable to walk for long periods of time by himself. So Cortney has to help him with so many tasks. She says she has to literally take care of him all day long. It's like taking care of a freaking baby. And here's the thing. I know that Colt needs help, but I think he's also taking advantage of Cortney and milking it. I think, like, yeah, he needs help, like, getting up, or, you know, maybe if he's been walking for a minute and he needs somebody to pull up his wheelchair or push his wheelchair. I can understand things like that. But it seems like Colt is just acting like he's defenseless and he can't do nothing. Like, this man literally is just sitting in this chair and had Cortney shaving his face and shaving his nipples. And it's like, okay, your feet may be messed up, but your hands are fully capable of shaving your own self. It just seems like Cortney's babying him at this point. He's just temporarily disabled. He's not completely helpless like Cortney is leading on. And it seems like he really doesn't have any big plans on doing anything or trying to get out of Cortney's parents' house once he does get better. Like, I know it's going to be a while before he gets there, but he doesn't seem motivated. I think he's in heaven there at Cortney's house because we saw how long he lived with his mom. If he had his choice, he would probably still be living with his mom if it wasn't for getting with Vanessa and her pushing him to move out. But he was so content with his mom for so long. Him being at Cortney's house with her parents in this nice fancy house, and they're rich and they're doing really good in life. You can tell that Colt is on cloud 9. The only thing that Colt's suffering with is the fact that I guess he can't get it up. So even though Cortney and Colt are living together and sharing a room, they have still yet to have sex. I guess he kind of goes down on her when he can't, and she said it's kind of frustrating because she'll try to get him hard. And the way she described this, oh my god, it's such a good way to describe it, though. I'll give her props because I never heard this described in this way before. She said her trying to get Colt up is like when you're trying to blow up a balloon and you just blow, and then finally, like, right before it's about to be blown up all the way, it just like comes undone and just like blows away. And that's how she said she feels when she tries to get Colt up. And I would have tried to get medicine by now if that was him. But I guess the medicine that he's taking is kind of canceling out any abilities or ambitions that he has below the belt. But Cortney doesn't seem, I mean, she says she doesn't like it because she feels insecure, but it doesn't seem like too much of an issue for her. Like, some females would be like, okay, if you can't give me dick, I'm out of here. But it doesn't seem like it's like top on Cortney's list of problems. And then Colt and Cortney decide to go out, and they went to this golf course with Cortney's parents, and they all go golfing. And Colt's just such a freaking weirdo. Did you guys see the post he posted a few days before Valentine's Day? Or no, I think it was on Valentine's Day. He posted a video of his new girlfriend's cat licking his toes and licking between his toes. I was like, oh, so disgusting. Like, why would you post that? But he's sitting there with Cortney in the golf cart telling her, yeah, you think your parents bang more than us? Like, why would you even say that to Cortney? Like, why would Cortney want to get that visual about her own parents? And she's like, well, anything, it's got to be more than us at this point. And then after they go back home, Colt decides to do a video call with one of his friends. And I guess he admits to his friend, because his friend has known him for years. So his friend knows the real Colt. So if Colt was to try to lie to him, his friend would see right through that BS. So his friend was like, okay, Colt, so have you been faithful to Cortney? I know you've been having problems below the belt, but have you been faithful? Because I know that's been a big issue for you in the past. And it took Colt like a good 30 seconds to answer, and you could tell after 5 seconds when he still didn't have an answer that he was guilty as hell. Because if it was a simple, oh no, I'm not talking to anyone else, you would already said it by now. But he's sitting here waiting a hot minute to come up with the excuse to try to make whatever he is doing sound as downplayed as possible. So he tells this guy, yeah, so there's this girl that I was talking to before the retreat, and I guess he had plans to go see this girl. She's from Brazil, as soon as he was done with the retreat. But then him and Cortney started falling for each other, and this thing happened with his leg, and now he's living with Cortney. But the thing is, he hasn't cut this girl off. He's still up to his hoish ways, even with Cortney being his 24/7 caretaker without pay, and even the fact that he hasn't been able to dick her down in months. This girl is giving you everything. You don't have to pay rent. You're just laying up in her freaking mama's house, and you have the audacity to sit here and message another girl from Brazil. Let this girl from Brazil come get your ass and take care of you and deal with your ass. Cortney said Colt can't even wipe his own ass. That's how freaking helpless he is, and he's got the audacity to be talking to another freaking girl. So that either tells me, one, he's not in love with Cortney like he says he is, that he's still willing to hold around, or two, he's just not ready to be in a relationship because he's just too much of a freaking hoe. Or maybe this girl is just the one that he really has feelings for, and Cortney's the one that he's taking advantage of because she's offering him a free place to stay, because he did say that he was homeless before he went on the last resort. And I'm sure getting his leg broken and not being able to work and stuff put him in a pretty shitty situation to where he probably wouldn't have many options if it wasn't for Cortney. And I would be so mad. I'm not gonna lie, I'd probably be ready to throw hands with Colt if I was Cortney. If I found out that not only have I been doing all this stuff for this man, but he has the audacity to be talking to another woman and revealing it on national TV. But I will give him credit, at least he is admitting to it to his friend and on national TV, because I'm sure that took a lot for him to do. And now that's out there, you know, he's gonna have to figure out what he's gonna do with it. And I wonder how Cortney's gonna find out. Is he gonna tell her? Are the producers gonna tell her? Or is she gonna find out some other way? But hopefully he can be open and honest with her eventually, so we can see her not waste any more time on this dude. I would just be so upset if that was her. And I think she's way too good for Colt anyways. And it's like you give an ugly guy a chance, and then he just turns around and makes you look dumb. But that's pretty much it, guys. Let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments below. I would love to be a fly on the wall when her parents find out what Colt is doing when it does come to fruition. But I do hope it is. I mean, I hate to say this. I do hope it's a little while before she finds out, because I do want to see how things play out with them this season. I think they're the one couple like I'm the most excited about seeing this season of 90 Day the Single Life. At first I thought I was going to be really excited for Pedro and Sophie, but I don't know, like I'm just not as into their storyline as I thought I was going to be. But let me know what you guys think about everything in the comments below, and thank you so much for watching.